Hello friends and welcome back to the Cactus Atlas. We've been making our way west along Route 66 on the way to Kingman in our last few videos with some interesting stops along the way. Today we make it to Kingman, starting off near our accommodations in Peach Springs. I think this town has been featured on our last couple episodes at this point. I spent the night here last night in Peach Springs at the Wallapai Lodge. It was excellent. Kind of walked up and down and explored a few of the buildings here. And this morning I just completed a drive down to the Grand Canyon, all the way to the Colorado River on the Wallapai Reservation via permit, down the Diamond Creek Road or Wallapai Route 6. And that would have been last week's video. Fantastic. But today, we're actually getting back onto the mother road, Route 66, heading towards Kingman with a couple stops along the way to kind of complete our Arizona Route 66 circuit. So I think what we're gonna do is get in the truck, and the best way to experience Route 66 in my opinion is from the road. So we got cameras mounted, we are ready, and we're gonna head on out now and head towards Hackberry. And let's hit it. We're on the mother road, on the mother of all adventures. So yeah, just in case you're catching up, I wanted to basically do that whole segment of Route 66 from Seligman to Kingman. And I'm staying tonight, well, featured on the episode, staying at another well-known Route 66 historic hotel, the El Trovatore. I've known about that one for a while and have wanted to stay there. So I've tried to stay at, places that are budget friendly. Even a couple days back, technically not part of this series, I was in Williams, Arizona, and I stayed, which is another Route 66 town, and I stayed in a historic brothel, the Red Garter Inn, for real, in a late 1800s brothel. I stayed in the madam's old room. And that was awesome. That's going to be hard for anything to top that. That is one of my all-time favorite historic boutique hotels. So you got a lot of content you can go back and watch. We've done a lot in the last few days on this whirlwind trip I took here to make some videos. But other than that, man, my truck is being blown from side to side here. Today is just rounding it out. So we're just gonna kind of experience Route 66 from the road a lot of the time, enjoy the views, stop when we see cool things to see, like Hackberry. That's my number one point of interest for today. Is just, I've never, in my whole time living in Arizona, I've been to Hackberry. I just don't have a reason to travel like this road. It's kind of out of the way, unless you're doing Route 66 stuff or driving to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. I really oftentimes don't have too much reason to be out on this stretch. I'm never passing through here, so I devoted time to finally get it done. It seemed like the appropriate year to dip my toes into Route 66, since it's the celebratory, I think the centennial anniversary of the Mother Road. It's kind of crazy to think too that off to the right, you can't really see out the passenger window, I know, but just off to the right is the Grand Canyon, something like 19 miles or so, 20 miles off to the right, and we drove all the way down to it. I could say I've now been to the bottom of the Grand Canyon 3 times, but that was a great drive. I had seen other people's videos of it, and just like my video, I'm sure, my video is not going to convey the actual scale that you see when you're there in person, just the towering cliffs. I can attest from having hiked down to the bottom of the canyon in the national park, when you get down to the bottom here, it's not lacking in anything. It feels like, you're at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, like you would be up further upstream. And once you get down to the bottom, it's beautiful. So highly recommend, and they say, I would agree, but the actual Wallapai Nation says that they think it's fine for passenger cars with 2-wheel drive. I didn't see anything today that would make me disagree with that statement. So get on out here you got little excuse unless you just are like me and it's hard to plan an itinerary to be up here. And I have, I'd say about 3 hours, a little less than 3 hours till my check-in time at the El Trovatore. I currently have plans to meet up with a friend up in Kingman. Supposed to be having a bite to eat. Supposed to be meeting around 4 o'clock. So I am on a strict time budget, but pretty much the way I designed my itinerary, I think I'm essentially almost perfectly on time. So in 3 hours, you know, Kingman, saw back there, it was about 45 miles from several miles back. So I should have maybe even a surplus of a little time today, but I gave myself a little buffer, technically till 4 p.m. So we got 4 hours for me to blab and banter, and it's a lot for me. Could make it for a very long video if I'm not careful. I'd say this Hackberry situation might be approaching bucket list worthy material for me. It's something you see in lots of pictures. And where is this thing? It's on the right. It's right here.
Your destination will be on the right.
Finally made it here for the first time in my life, but this is the Hackberry General Store, something that is probably very recognizable to many of you. It's awesome. It's, to me, such an iconic Route 66, and I would even say Mojave Desert vibe because of those Joshua trees that they have here. I haven't seen Joshua trees on my journeys yet. But we are getting close to Kingman, where the Mojave Desert kind of collides with the Sonoran Desert. If I had to say anything about first impressions, it's that there's way more to this than I expected. Even though I've seen other people's videos on this, it's like once you're here and bombarded with just all the eye candy and all of the nostalgia and all of the antiques that are here. Gonna spend a little bit more time than I thought here. It's like a museum almost, like a free museum. You got various eras of old cars, presumably from the glory days of the Route 66 era, where you would maybe expect to see like a family going on a vacation in something like this, maybe coming from the Midwest, heading to California for the first time in their lives, and this is the first time they've seen a scene like this here in the desert, especially those from the Midwest that have never been to the desert. This would have been such an exciting adventure. Or maybe going back, you know, to the 20s or 30s, I would expect this probably looks more like a 1930s era type vehicle to me, but I'm not an expert. But I could even see a family traveling in something like this, cross country. I mean, just think of the adventure that would have been. And, you know, it's just like our modern time sucks all the fun out of stuff. And you gotta have places like this to remind you to slow down and take it easy and enjoy the color of life Now this thing would be the ultimate family travel mobile. Kind of reminds me of the Griswolds, an older version of that. Holiday Road, baby, Holiday Road. But yeah, we're in Hackberry. We actually made it here, finally. I'm stoked. This is delighting me. You can go back here too, I think. It says just watch for rattlesnakes. See, I didn't say it. We are in the desert, but I don't think you're gonna see anything today, but there's like a little museum or open air museum back here too. I mean, there is so much to do and see in this little spot. Look at this old service garage. Oh, this is cool. This guy's working on older engines, it looks like. I don't know, is that an actual grave or something else? That's a kind of an interesting spot if it is. Whatever this building is, I'm guessing was something interesting back in the day. Maybe someone lived here that worked in a service station or something, who knows? So I guess I was right in not stopping at every little service station along the way, because this place is, you know, gonna need to get its due. I'm just like still overwhelmed. I mean, it's just so strange to me how on a lot of these locations, I watch other people's videos, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, and then I get to the place and I'm just like, boom, like overwhelmed in a good way. And this is definitely one of those types of things here. And we haven't even gone in the store yet. So let's go think about that. Alright, now let's go inside and check this place out. Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. Wow. Some naughtiness. Wow, so much to look at in here. Man, this is just, my mind is being bombarded. Good thing I'm on a budget and being disciplined about it, because there's so many cool things in here that I'd want to buy. It's the most chilled out cat I think I've ever seen. It didn't even move when I pet it. See, this kitty doesn't even care about moving. It's just totally relaxed. Hi. Hi. Oh, yeah. How are you doing? Huh? You're the Route 66 spokesperson? All right. right, that was an awesome store and the most awesome cat I've ever met. Couldn't really talk too much in there because they're blasting the Skinnerd. I don't want to get some free bird for you. Actually, that pair, I can't really claim to be the biggest Skinnerd fan, but that paired perfectly with this for some reason. I was like, that is the perfect song, Free Bird, for the inside of that store. Oh, this place is so cool. Very busy store too. People do come and go, but everybody's kind of paying mind and giving people ample time to get photos and enjoy all of the stuff there is to see. Everybody's been cool. You know, I always claim I'm not really that much of a Route 66 guy, and I like the older West, the old West stuff is my favorite, but you know, this trip has really kind of opened my eyes and I'm starting to get it now. You know, some of these eras are a little too modern for my taste, but now that I'm seeing it, I didn't even grow up in the era, right? Some of those classic cars we saw, I've never ridden in anything like that, but it still even makes me feel nostalgic for some reason, for an age I've never experienced, so go figure. And I stop and I see things like this, the aesthetic of the Joshua trees, the really old looking wooden buildings, rusty cars, just an old service station or general store, corrugated metal walls. It's just all, it's just perfect. It's perfection. I would say this general store is as close to this sort of thing, this sort of perfection you can find anywhere. I'm really enamored by this place. That was a hoot. That was cool. I got Freebird. The guitar solo is going in there, and I was like filming. We can't play the music on YouTube or else we'll get demonetized. But I'm telling you, that was like the perfect pairing for some reason. Like I said, I'm not a deep Skinnerd fan. I don't mind it, like, you know, but I'm not like, yeah, Freebird, dude. But I don't know what it was. It was just a moment and it all fit together perfectly. And the cat was like one of my favorite features here. That was like the most chill feline I've ever met in my life. I mean, I guess it's just used to tourists and stuff coming up and petting it. At first it didn't even move. I thought it was fake. I thought it was like a stuffed, like taxidermy thing or something at first, and I was like, wait a second, that's a real breathing, live, warm kitty cat. But Hackberry, Arizona, I did it. This trip has been awesome. I've been really knocking things off the list. And I don't know, like I was struggling to say, was that Hackberry General Store one of my bucket list items? Because I got a long list of things to do, and I guess I could kind of say it. I've known about that. I've wanted to see it for so many years, and so I guess in a way you could call it kind of a bucket list sort of thing. Definitely a checkbox that's been checked. All right, so it's 1 o'clock. I have a couple hours before check-in time and officially 3 hours before I gotta meet up with a friend. I might ask said friend, because it might be, maybe it's premature to use the word friend yet, because I've never met this person in person, but I guess there's no reason why I can't say it, because it's another YouTuber that reached out to me, I don't know, probably a month or two ago at this point, and someone that I think is very like-minded and has, I don't know, I almost feel like when I look at what we do and what he does, I feel like we're two peas in the same pod. So I'm curious to meet him today and know, but it's actually Russ with RV or TV is the gentleman that I will be meeting in Kingman. I think the last we communicated, I think he's gonna pick me up from the El Trovatore Hotel, but that's gonna be a treat for me, because I'm usually kind of shy about stuff like that, but for some reason he feels like I just can sense it's somebody that we will appreciate the same things very much. And he's another person. I think about the lady that was doing the tours of the Grand Canyon Caverns. I think about people like him, like Russ, and I mean, they're living my dream. I was thinking I could maybe try to find a car wash, get Slim cleaned up, and then we could do that Route 66 gate thing if the line's not too long, and drive Slim through it to kind of like celebrate that we made it to the end of this journey. And I wish I could keep going further at this point. I'm definitely in the Route 66 mood now. I think the bug is biting me. Doubtful I'm gonna be the guy that does the deep cuts of Route 66 and gets really hot and heavy with all of the deep knowledge and stuff. I watch people that do that. The one that I always, maybe I should plug, you know, that I like is a channel, a gentleman that goes by the name Justin Scarred. And I mention him, I think about him a lot with Route 66 because he's the one, I think he's one of the OG, you know, he's done the whole thing on YouTube. One of the first, I think, to really fully document it in the age of video. And he's very knowledgeable. So I would say if you're a Route 66 kind of person and haven't watched his content, chances are you already know what I'm talking about. And you want to go deep, like I would recommend watching his stuff. We're approaching Kingman and I see a very familiar sight out my left window that you can't see. And we could at least show old footage of it while we talk, but the Wallapai Mountains are right out beyond. Interstate 40 actually has to go all the way around them. But as I found, there is a road that will take you straight up and over them. Really cool old mining history out there, the Boreana Mine. I've been up there a couple times, but yeah, I did a dirt road drive that cut straight across them one day. Right in the middle of like summer monsoon storms too. I got lucky on that trip, but that's a classic that I'm kind of plugging here. I never really plugged that video. And I used to make like what are called trail guides for people that do dirt roading, where I actually show, you know, geopins and give data and information about routes like that, because that was one of the scarier ones I did. A lot of shelf roads, pretty decent road, except there were a lot of fallen rocks and boulders when I did it. Some real obstacles for me that I had to get around, but we did it. We got it done. Maybe that's what we should do in this episode. For those of you that have been following me on these episodes the last several weeks, seeing the filth, the pig pen that Mr. Slim is right now, it might be an actual cool moment. I'll show you how dirty he is before we wash him, but it might be kind of cool to figure that out, get him cleaned up, and show you the result. Gonna do a before and after here. This is before. We got several days worth of road grime on Mr. Slim now. My goodness. It's gonna be nice to be able to open up the doors without all the mud caked on there, flaking off on my hands. If it gets damp, then you get mud on your fingers. But we definitely gave Slim his workout on this trip. The other side, just FYI, looks equally bad.
Hey, I earned this mud.
And stop. All right, here we go at the car wash. Dun, dun, dun. I'm getting Slim all cleaned up for his glamour shot on Route 66. Yeah, I'm filming you. This is so sad. This might be the most satisfying car wash I've ever gotten.
Ah, that tickles.
Because that's been really bugging me. I'm not expecting miracles here either in this kind of touchless situation. They don't even have like, I'm skeptical it's gonna get everything off, but as long as it gets some of it off, I guess just getting the mud wet, getting it wet, hopefully is gonna help. Come on. Oh, we need to do a second pass.
I'm melting.
We're gonna do a second pass. Oh man, now it's just like slimy mud dripping down the window.
Great idea, Glenn. Now I'm a slimy mess.
High impact, it says. That was the, oh, we got the tricolor now.
Why? More?
I guess the $10 got me the colorful stuff.
I don't want to be colorful.
Look at that mud. It's just dripping down the window. We need one more high impact, please. The thing needs to like go slower.
Well, glad you're having fun.
So I'm really not expecting perfection here. So this might be a good way to review this car wash though. If it gets slim clean, then it's worth the money. And here's your after photo. So I would say a significant improvement, but not perfection.
So embarrassing.
Probably about what I was expecting. You could see it failed to get a couple spots. This part is the one that sucks, because now it's probably gonna make my fingers muddy. But compared to what it was, I'll take that. Yeah, that's gonna require some elbow grease to get clean.
You deserve it for putting me through this.
Oh boy. Look at that. Yeah, I think I need to find one of those self-service ones where you can use the sprayers and do it yourself. But I tell you what though, I feel way better than I did.
I don't.
I would say though that mentally I feel better now. Maybe it'll make for an okay glamour shot for Mr. Slim, assuming I'm going to do the glamour shot, the Route 66 gate, I think it's what it's called, because that thing can be quite busy and have a really long line. I've got maybe an hour by the time I get to the museum in 5 minutes, we'll just call it an hour. We'll have like an hour to explore. I might actually go into the Route 66 museum again. It's been a long time. And now that we've actually had a taste of more of Route 66, I might get more out of that little museum experience than usual. But I think it's the old power plant or something, right, where that thing is. So that's where I think I'm heading. I plotted a route to the historic Route 66 museum, and I'm pretty sure that's it. So we should be able to putz around there, and then I'm gonna head to the El Trovatore. My quarters for the evening, another historic Route 66 gem. So they say. Well, old Slim, I tried my best to get you nice and cleaned up. Route 66 historic downtown, the Ramblin' Rose Motel. This is looking more Route 66-y to me. The Arcadia Lodge, a tattoo parlor, whatever you like. A lot of older looking buildings down here in this section. Kind of what I would expect of a Route 66 area. Oh, there's the gate. See it? I don't know why it's telling me to go. I thought the museum was on this side. Turn her off. I think Google's all whacked out. This is what I want. Doesn't look that crowded, actually. I'm like, do we take advantage and go through the gate now or at the end of the episode? Let's get our picture on here, Slim. Max clearance 8 feet. We should have that, no problem. Maybe I can actually take my time for once too, because I'm usually like really rushed. But we made it here to the end. I'm gonna get out here and we're gonna get Mr. Slim in his picture here.
Don't tell Glenn, but this is so humiliating. I miss my mud. I'm an off-road truck. I should be covered in mud.
Look at that handsome looking dude.
Cheese?
That's thumbnail material, I'd say.
I'm a truck, not a supermodel. Stop objectifying me and find me a good dirt road again. Oh yeah, get yourself in there too. You're lucky I like you, Stretch.
All right, there's somebody pulling up, so we gotta call it. Our opportunity has been spent. You see, Slim and I got taste, right? We had to get all pretty for this thing, and well, he did, I didn't, but I'm so like stoked we actually got to do that and there wasn't a line. I was wondering about that. Next time on the Cactus Atlas, we head into that museum, well, kind of, and settle in at the El Trovatore as our Route 66 mini-adventure comes to an end. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.